All right, what's going on, YouTube? Card Collector 2 coming at you here with a brand new video. This is going to be our 2020 pickups, our top pickups of the year. I decided since, it is 2020, we would just do the top 20 of the year. So, obviously try to share as many weekly pickup videos as I can with you guys. Obviously love making those, just try to give people an idea of some of the stuff we're picking up on a weekly basis, like if we go to shows or have trade nights or visit other shops or go on vacation and look. I mean, just whatever it may be, just always looking to pick up different things. So I went through a bunch of stuff over the last couple weeks and decided I was going to make a video of my 20 favorite pickups. Some of these that were ones I got, like I said, got in shop. Others were online deals. Some were at card shows. But a little bit of everything. This is only going to include cards. This won't include anything, cards that I currently own. This won't include anything I've picked up that I've already sold. This won't include any wax. This will only include cards still in my possession. So, obviously picked up the Mahomes NT earlier this year. That would probably have been near the top of my list, but again, somebody wanted that more than I did, so that didn't last too long. We've had some cool LeBron stuff come through. Just a lot of different stuff, right? Owning a card store, that's kind of the beauty of it, is you see a lot of cool things. You get to own a lot of cool things, but this is what I've been able to keep throughout the year and stuff I'm really glad I still have. So feel free to drop a comment down below. If you make it through the end of this, I would obviously appreciate it. Just drop a comment. Let me know what your favorite card was of the year. If there's something that you remember I picked up that's not on this list, I would love to just hear from you guys. I want to say also that we've got some pretty cool stuff in the works here for 2021. Some stuff I'm excited to share. I'll likely post a little bit about it here on Instagram soon. So just wanted to really say thanks to everybody who has made 2020 as crazy as it has been. So a lot of good happened this year. I know there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the world, but you guys really helped make our 2020 special. So really just can't say thanks enough to all of you who watch our content on a daily or weekly basis. Really does mean a lot. So thank you guys first and foremost. But without anything else, let's get in and see what we got. So coming in at number 20, I try to rank these. I mean, some of these, depending on my mood or the day or the week, some of these might change, but for now, we'll say that these are in order. So coming in at number 20, you're going to have Eminence Masters of the Pitch, Lionel Messi, on-card, gold ink auto, numbered 2 out of 10. Picked this up in Dallas. Actually, a lot of my favorite 2020 pickups were actually from Dallas. So, wasn't anticipating picking up so much there, but that's just kind of how it worked out, and this is one I'm definitely glad I have in my collection. My first Messi auto. It's on card. It's from a super high-end soccer product. Got the little diamond in there. Again, out of 10. Just a lot to like about this. One of the greatest soccer players ever. Especially one of the greatest I've ever seen play. So, nice little addition to my collection this year. Coming in at number 19. You have a game-used second-year on-card auto. Patch 9 of 15 from the best hockey product there is, the Cup, Connor McDavid. This would have been one I would have also picked up in Dallas as well. Again, just so much to like about it. Like I said, game used, second year, highest and like the nicest hockey product, on-card auto, the best hockey player. This is just one I had to get. Don't do a ton of hockey, but this one just really drew my attention with the patch, the color, just so much to like about it. So definitely a great addition to my collection this year. Coming in at number 18, obviously I wish I would have been able to acquire one that had a nicer picture because the picture is blurry, but the autograph alone on this is so bold. The card's not in amazing shape, but the auto on this is my first Jim Brown 58 Topps rookie that's autographed. I've wanted one of these for a while, and he's recased. Again, it's not aesthetically, it's not the best looking copy by any means, But to be able to get one of these in my collection, this is a card I've wanted for a while. So again, it's not always about value. It's about collecting cards that you'll actually you enjoy. Like I say, I would collect these cards if they were worth nothing at all. I just enjoy being a collector. It's nice that I get to do it as my business too, but these cards are awesome to collect. So this is one I'm really excited to throw back and sit on for quite some time. Now, I know these have exploded, but thankfully I got mine earlier this year. Got a Tiger Woods BGS 10 Upper Deck rookie. Probably one of, if not my favorite athlete since I've grown up. It's just when Tiger's been on his A game, there's just nothing in the world like it. He captures everybody's attention. He's just so good. When he's on, like I said, there's just nothing like it. So, growing up watching Tiger as much as I did, this was one I really wanted. Just his best, rookie card. I mean, not autographed, obviously. So this is really cool. Obviously, I'd love to get a SP Authentic rookie auto at some point. Those have just really, really gone up, so I'm not sure I'll be able to get one of those anytime soon. But for now, this is a nice addition to my Tiger Woods collection. So don't have a ton, but feel good owning that one. All right, and then what would this be? 20, 19, 18, 17. Coming in at 16. KD on card, 3-color patch auto from SP Authentic. I picked this up earlier this year. Really wanted some nice KD stuff. Was able to thankfully pick some of it up. I have multiple hot prospects, rookie patch autos of him, but this is my first SP Authentic in some time, so old school Sonics jersey, love that. Nice 3-color patch auto. It's serial numbered at a 299. Bold auto. Just not really a whole lot more you could ask for in this. These are super condition sensitive. Like you can see the mark there. I've showed it in the video when I picked it up. So I'm not going to grade well, but again, this is a tough card to find, and there's not very many of them. Obviously only 299, so this is one I expect to do really well long term. Just compared to LeBron, especially, just so undervalued. I mean, probably got to be top 2, top 3 basketball player drafted since LeBron was drafted. He's got to be up there. I mean, dude is just one of the best scorers I've ever seen. So I just think this is a great hold long term. And again, the aesthetics with the old school Sonic jersey really make this card cool. So that's one I'm good with. And then it's got the old, I haven't even taken out of the original bag. But KD Topps Chrome Rookie Refractor. It's got 210 subgrades. That's what really drew me to this one, is just the grading. It's not a PSA 10, and I'm not sure it would cross. It's got a 9 surface. But I picked this up with a base SP Authentic auto earlier this year, number 283 at $14.99. I picked up an SP Authentic 8 auto. It was an 810. And then this, and these have just absolutely skyrocketed from when I picked them up earlier. So ended up being a pretty good investment, but I think KD refractors, especially being serial numbered, that's the biggest draw on KD versus like Giannis or LeBron. It's just they're actually serial numbered. So I think long term this will end up mattering because there's only a finite amount of them. So card I'm really optimistic on long term. Obviously, one of my first big trades ever happened earlier this year. Is like definitely one of my bigger trades. Ended up trading that Luka Tiger for this and the LeBron. The values fluctuated so much. I probably missed out on, if I really wanted to sell this, at selling this at peak value per se. This got pretty high at one point. They've cooled down since, but back-to-back MVPs at such a young age. Obviously, the future is really bright for Giannis. So, always wanted one of these as a gem or better, and was able to pick this up. So excited to get that. Not like I said, not my favorite pickup this year. I've got some other stuff I was really a bigger fan of, but definitely in one of my definitely in my top 20 for this year. So one I'm excited to own and see what the future holds with that card. All right, now we got this pile remaining. So that's what, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. So top 13 remain. Not actually even a pack pulled autograph. This was a cut autograph I had made. This walked in on a piece of paper from like a high school charity event from the 80s where Woody Hayes actually inscribed it to someone, and then, as always, wrote Yay, Ohio, and then signed it. And I was like, oh, I don't really want it personalized to somebody else. So, we knew somebody that made cut autos on Instagram, reached out, and he made this. It looks just like National Treasures, looks identical to it, authentic cut autograph, right? And then you flip it over. It talks about, his tenure at Ohio State, winning 5 national championships, 13 Big Ten conference titles, his amazing record, etc. So, amazing looking card. Like I said, if you didn't know that it wasn't pack pulled, I'm not sure a lot of people would, because it looks so real. So, for me, this was definitely one of my favorite pickups this year. This is my only thing signed of Woody Hayes, and to be probably the greatest coach in Ohio State history. Just to be able to own this was pretty special. Obviously, Ohio State football is my thing, so that was pretty cool. So what we say, that was 13, so this should make this 12, am I right? 12. Picked this up right, it was basically the only trade night I ran this year, because obviously COVID ended up happening. This would have been like early February. This is before the market had obviously exploded. But game used 1/1 prime patch autograph of Big Ben Roethlisberger. This is actually 2006. So this is his 3rd year. Future first ballot Hall of Famer, multiple Super Bowl rings. One of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation, one that I grew up with. It's not in amazing shape. It definitely will not grade well at all. But these are just cards you just don't see very often. So definitely was one. I'm not a Steelers guy in any way, shape, or form at all. I do not like the Steelers. But I respect his legacy on the field and what he was able to accomplish. So, just a cool piece of history. I'm excited to own. So that should make this 11. Gary V, Derek Jeter, dual auto from Topps, numbered 4 of 5. I know Gary V gets a lot of slack in the hobby, but has brought a lot of people to the hobby. And I got on Gary V about 4 years ago. I was working at my job. Had 2 computers up. One was data entry, for my job, and one was watching Gary V. Got really hooked on him and his message. So Gary V, his whole positivity, one life, no regrets, that kind of thing, really just changed my perspective on life, and was what helped push me to quit my job and follow my dreams of doing this full time. So regardless of what you think of Gary V as a card person, I'm a huge fan of his message and what he was able to do for my life. So Derek Jeter, obviously one of the best, if not the coolest signature of all time. Love his autograph. Huge fan. It's all on sticker too. Gary's ran off, but Derek's is all the way on card. It's just an amazing signature. So thought this was a cool piece out of 5. Just, again, not always about the value, just kind of what the cards mean to you. So this was one I was really excited to pick up. That would make this, so it's at 20. I keep losing track. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. So that means this is 10. We're in the top 10. One of my favorite Buckeyes of the last couple years, going to be up there with J.T. Barrett, Braxton Miller, Ezekiel Elliott. Their legacy at Ohio State, just what Chase Young was. I've just never seen a more dominant defensive player in college. He is amazing. He looks great in the pros. He's a freak, right? He's an amazing athlete. And I remember watching him, because I went to all of the home games the year before, Ryan Day's first season as head coach. And I just remember him playing. I went to the couple games the year before and saw him stand next to Nick Bosa. And they just, Nick Bosa's a big boy, and they would stand next to each other, and they just chase his shadows over him. They don't even look like they're from the same planet. I've just never really seen a lot like it. So to be able to get his 101, this was the game against Michigan State, I believe. We were there, being at this game, that cool alternate jersey, on-card auto, 101 champ tickets, my thing. I paid a good amount for this, but I really, this was like the staple of my Chase Young PC. So don't have a ton of Chase Young stuff, have some nicer things, but this is definitely my favorite. So Probably my favorite Buckeye pickup this year was probably this one. Coming in at number 9, my guy, the future of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. Immaculate on-card rookie patch auto, numbered out of 15. The way his market has exploded. I mean, I think I have $2,500 in this, $2,700. I mean, nothing. $3,000 maybe. I traded for it early this year and decided I was just going to keep it. Obviously, if you guys have followed me for a while, you know I used to be really big into Mahomes. I had some amazing stuff. Cracked Dice auto, Contenders Rookie Roundup 101 auto, 3 National Treasures 9, 5, 10 autos. I had some really cool Mahomes stuff. So I wanted something early this year and was able to pick this up for a fraction of the price. Obviously, the market exploded, and now I still have it. So probably my second favorite Mahomes. I still have the 101 booklet. Again, if you saw my pickup video from last year, that was probably my number 1 on there. It was hit out of playbook. It's the 101, like 10 or 12 piece item. So that was pretty cool. But this is certainly up there with one of my favorite Mahomes. Just numbered to the jersey number out of 15, dual patch, multicolor, on-card auto, rookie. There's just so much to like about this card. So tough grade, so it's not going to likely grade well. But again, just one I'm really excited to have in my collection. Coming in at number 8, I believe, a PSA 8 LeBron James SP Authentic on-card rookie auto. I ended up giving up a lot for this at the time, but to me, in my eyes, it was so worth it. These are just cards that you just don't get offered a whole lot. You know, my favorite basketball player for sure. Also had a quirky thing about this that I really liked. So 23 is LeBron number is LeBron's number, 2 is my number. So 223 on the serial number was kind of cool. I just thought that was, you know, you just sometimes looking for additional ways that, you know, makes the card stand out, and that was one I caught my attention and was something I fell in love with. So PSA 8 LeBron, by far my best LeBron rookie autograph. Probably my best LeBron card. I know this and one of my other ones that'll be in my pickups here that I'm sure you guys are all familiar with, or likely. I don't know the value currently, nor do I really care. I don't like this one as much as I like the other one, but it's good to have a nice LeBron rookie auto for the future. I think these are going to become more and more scarce. So back-to-back 8s, but coming in at number 7, my Michael Jordan PSA 8 rookie. I actually own 3 Jordan rookies. This is the highest grade of them all. I own a 7, I own a 5, and then I own this 8 as well. This actually walked into my shop and was able to purchase it. So always love picking up things that come into my shop. I think that makes the story so much cooler. Again, you know, you would have told Ryan, you know, younger Ryan 10 years ago, hey, you'll be able to own your own card store. I just think that would have been so much, you know, I would have believed it. I'm not sure I would have believed it at this age, but I would have believed it. But just to be able to purchase things in my, like, again, it's just, sometimes it's like one of those pinch me moments, right? That, you know, I'm lucky enough to get to follow my dreams every day and own a card store. So to be able to pick up cool things, cool pieces of history like this from, you know, something I've wanted to do since I was a child is just makes it that much cooler to me. So again, not always about the value. It's a lot of times about the story the cards tell. So definitely one I'm excited to have put back. Coming in at number 6, got to go with Steph Curry Topps Chrome Refractor. Very similar to Big Ben. I've never been a major Steph Curry fan. It's at a 500. It's one of those things I respect his game. Changed basketball, right? I mean, his modern day shooting. I mean, just people pulling up from the logo. Just so much of basketball now is just has come from Curry. He transcended the game and won multiple titles, MVP. He's got, you know, that's the big thing I like about a lot of these guys versus some of the newer guys. Is while the newer guys are fun, it's just you can't take away what Steph Curry's done. You just can't. It's cemented in his legacy forever. Multiple rings, right? The MVP. I mean, he's going to likely break all the shooting records. So I picked this up. I mentioned earlier this year I wanted to get the KD, the LeBron, the Giannis, and the Curry refractors. Was able to do that this year. So that was definitely a goal of mine. Really since, you know, probably 2003, 2004, 4 of the more iconic basketball players of that time that have been drafted. Obviously, Kobe played in that period. So, you'd probably look at Dwayne Wade, you'd probably look at Kawhi. Luka's going to be up there now. I own a Luka. But to be able to get this and just really complete that that trifecta was, or not trifecta, that's the wrong word. That obviously not what I'm looking for. But to be able to capture all 4 of those this year was pretty special. So, again, similar to the KD. The KD's at a $14.99. Steph's only at a $500. These were inserted into Topps packs. Chrome wasn't its own standalone product. So, yeah, just a cool card. And these have obviously skyrocketed in value. I remember paying like $7,000 for this. Got a DM from somebody that knew I wanted one, and I was looking to find one. It was like, hey, this is a really good deal. He actually owns like a 9. It was like, hey, this is a really good deal, just so you know. And I looked it up, and I ended up paying like $7K for it. And he said, and literally it was coming from like Canada. And by the time I got it 2 weeks later, there was a BGS 8.5, which is comparable to PS8, that did like $11K. By the time I had already gotten the card and it had already appreciated, 50%. So, not really looking to sell this one anytime soon. Again, I just think it's one that long term you just won't see very many of these. So, excited to have in my collection. Now, top 5. I've showed a lot of these on lives. I've posted about them before on my IG and on YouTube. But I think these are my favorite pickups for this year. Right, a lot of cool things have come in, and I've a lot of cool stories around a lot of the cards I've been able to acquire. But these to me stand out as my favorite. So coming in at number 5, this guy. Obviously, if you guys follow the card market, you saw the story about one of these selling recently for an all-time high. I think it sold for like $13.8 at auction recently. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, 1994 Miami Bumblebee rookie PSA 10. This is a pop 30. At least it was when I picked it up in Dallas earlier this year. Just not very many of these out there. There's always been talk that he might run for president one day. So we'll see, but cool piece of history, and I expect these to continue to rise. I think the big thing about cards that I think about is, relevancy will matter. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is, look at his Instagram account. He's got, millions and millions and millions of followers. He's huge on there. He's in all sorts of movies. He's just such a likable guy, and I think he'll continue to be relevant, and I think that will always keep this kind of card, or this card, in the limelight. So, one I'm excited to own, and just a cool card. I always wanted a 9, and I never expected a PSA 10 to walk up to my table when I was in Dallas, and thankfully it did, and I was able to get it, and couldn't be more excited. So, neat little piece there. Coming in at number 4, my guy, Tom Brady. The only downside for liking Brady was he's a Michigan guy. I'm obviously a Buckeye. But what he was able to accomplish, certainly the winningest quarterback of all time, arguably in the debate by most people for the greatest of all time. But game-worn, 1 of 1, absolute shield from 2006, I think. Is that 6 or 8? 2008. So, Canton bound, Canton absolute. Obviously, that could not remain more true 12 years after this card was produced. But 101, full shield, game used, Tom Brady. Again, growing up a Patriots fan, this is just such a cool card. So, yeah, just a neat piece of history. Just like a lot of these things, they're just cards you're just not offered typically on a daily basis. At least I'm not offered on a daily basis. So that's kind of the thing is I wanted to take advantage of the opportunities to acquire neat pieces of history like this because, like I said earlier, these cards tell a story, and oftentimes that's cooler than the actual card themselves. So definitely something I'm excited to have in my collection. This is where it got really hard for me because I really, really like all 3 of these cards. But coming in at number 3, my Ronaldo Cracked Ice PSA 10 auto. This actually got hit from my shop when I was in Philly picking up the Mahomes National Treasures from one of my great friends, Tony. Wonderful person. He hit this, and I was like, dude, I really want this. My goal was to get the Ronaldo in the Messi. I should have bought the Messi early on because they've actually skyrocketed in price. I really, really wanted the Messi to pair them up together. Not sure that's a feasible option at this point because of what these sell for. But I mean, just such a clean card. Cracked Ice is my favorite set of all time. It is my favorite set. I mean, that parallel looks amazing. So, PSA 10 auto of one of the greatest soccer players, again, I've ever watched. Him and Messi have been up there and just battled back and forth for years. So, to be able to own something this cool, not really a big Man U guy, but the card itself, obviously love the color red. It just pops. Looks great out of 23. Auto stays on sticker. Would have loved an on-card auto, but, can't complain with the PSA 10 grade to kind of counteract that. So, feel good there. Coming in at number 2, the second half of the Giannis trade. The Giannis and the LeBron with the Luka. You got a LeBron James Topps Chrome Refractor PSA 9. Used to own one of these a long, long time ago when they were a fraction of the price. So to be able to get a 9 years later, when I picked this up in trade earlier this year, the last sale was like $46.50. I haven't looked in a minute, but I'm gonna guess the last sale on this was, 3-4 times that price. So this card has obviously appreciated quite a bit this year. But just the popularity of this card long term, I think, will just continue to rise. It's with the way the Prism market is now, with like the silvers, the refractors, the colors, things like that. With LeBron not having too many colors from his Topps Chrome rookie year, I think this card has massive potential long term. So excited to own this cool card. Definitely a favorite, but it's hard to pass at this one. Again, just kind of the story behind it. This walked into my store earlier this year. Bought it from an awesome collector. Could not have been a nicer guy. So 98 Fleer Vintage, 61 Jordan Classic, the variation PSA 9. It's the only one graded, and it is out of 61. So it's one of very few Jordan numbered cards from his actual playing days. Again, I wasn't big into cards at this time period, but I've talked to a lot of Jordan collectors who have kind of explained to me more about this card. So as I've got more educated, I've really started to appreciate it more and more. But to get, again, only one graded, and for this to be able to walk in my store and be able to purchase this, that really made it exciting. So 41 of 61 Jordan PSA 9. So that to me is going to be my favorite pickup of 2020. One I'm really excited to hold on to and just hopefully watch. Hopefully able to just look at it over time. I mean, again, to be able to have those two next to each other, I would love to just have a wall one day of just LeBron and Jordan cards, just two of the best basketball players of all time. And the way the market is now, so much of it is run by basketball, right? Basketball just seems to control the market. When basketball's hot, the market's hot. When basketball's cool down, it seems like a lot of the other market is. So that is it, guys. That is my top 20. That's my favorite 20 pickups of this year. Again, not just based on value. Some of those are certainly cool cards, but I wanted to show things that I really enjoyed picking up this year, and ones like I said, I'm definitely glad to own. So stay tuned, guys. I will hopefully have some more content coming soon, some big news on the horizon. But again, I just can't say thanks enough for everybody who made 2020 what it was. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.